Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Erickson TV. Curtis and Lauren. Hello Lauren.
Hey Curtis, hey everybody.
So Lauren, the recent article, a study done by Fidelity, and it's a little bit alarming to me, but it kind of fits with what I think we have seen in our financial planning process, specifically related to couples, relationships. So the headline of the article was 40 of the people they surveyed that were either a household couple, whether they were married or not, they were a couple. 43% of the people in the relationships had no idea what their partner earned. When asked, to hazard a guess, 10% were off by more than $25,000 in that year. So that was part of it, and then the other troubling statistic was 32%. 32% of the couples could not agree on the balances of their investable assets, and nearly half, 48%, said they had no idea how much they will need to save for retirement in order to sustain their current lifestyle, and another 47% disagreed on the amount of what they needed to save.
Right.
That kind of makes more sense. And then the last piece of the financial planning was, and this one kind of makes more sense to me. 60% of the boomers, the couples born between 46 and 1964, did not have any idea like what their Social Security benefit might be at retirement. And that one, they get a statement periodically, and you can register on socialsecurity.org to set up an account. But with that being said, just what this tells me is there's not a lot of talking going on about finances.
Right. Yeah. That's very interesting. I wonder if they tended to guess way too high or way too low.
Yeah.
But no, that mirrors something other studies that I've seen done where they show similar results, where people don't know whether they have a 401k plan or an IRA.
Right.
They don't know really what's going on. And in the other study that I saw that was a little bit similar to that, it said that only 1 or 2% of the couples said that they ever argued about money.
Right.
So they're not arguing. They're just not talking about it. So that study is, I mean, the numbers are high, but I guess it's not all that surprising necessarily.
Yeah, the one about the income, we're being so far off and not having any idea. They said that part of that was a reflection of the new economy since 2008, where a lot of people might be working, but they're taking freelance work on the side. They're working maybe a small side business. The one thing I can say about that is, as we also are tax preparers, is that most couples have to sign at least digitally the copy of their tax return. So if they at least reviewed for probably 1 minute their tax return, they'd probably have a pretty good idea what their family income was.
Right. Yeah.
That's about the best place to look.
Yeah.
But I think to kind of finish this episode, I think we found it is very helpful in the financial planning process to at least have the information out there for both to know, and then they can agree. If they can't quite agree on what at least the amount to save will be, at least they've started the dialogue. But if you can kind of get somewhere in the ballpark of being on board, it'll make it a lot easier for the future.
Yeah, it really does make a difference to be able to put a number onto this is how much we're really going to try to save. Because then you can make it clear to yourself what expenses are really important, what things that you're spending money on are really important, and maybe which things are not. If there's no number or no clear notion of even how much do I need to save, then everything is just kind of in a murk all the time.
Right.
And so getting that number nailed down is a really good first step for a lot of people. It's extremely helpful.
This is the very last statistic which I just picked up here, is that this is very interesting. They predict by the year 2020 or 2020 that more employers will be leaning toward hiring only contract or freelance employees or workers.
Right.
They said it's going to make up 40% of the U.S. workforce. That's huge.
That's a lot.
So
that's a lot.
The final takeaway from that is
we're going to have to do our own saving even more.
Yes, you're going to have to come up with your own retirement plans.
Right, that's right.
And own benefits. Okay. Well, thank you for watching this episode of Erickson TV. If you're a couple that do not know about each other's finances and would like to have somebody like Lauren or myself be your intermediary, we'd be happy to do that. All right. Thank you. Bye now.
See you next time.